$6.1 billion. That's how much it costs to buy the defending NBA champions. A Massachusetts guy you've never heard of just bought a franchise worth more than the entire GDP of Belize, but how does this impact the Celtics' title chances? I'm your host Kyle, and welcome to Basketball Business, where we uncover the money moves behind the hardwood. If you're a hoops fan trying to understand the business side of the game, hitting subscribe means you'll never miss these deep dives we do about the financial plays that influence your favorite sport. Today, we're exploring how the most storied franchise in NBA history sold for a record-breaking price to a mysterious billionaire, and why this sale will completely reshape the NBA's future. Before we jump in, if you're interested in a deeper analysis on why the Celtics are for sale, we published a comprehensive video 3 hours before it was announced Mavs GM Nico Harrison killed basketball in Dallas by trading Luka Doncic. That video unfortunately got buried in the algorithm, so go check it out. To summarize, figurehead Wyc Grousbeck owned just 2%, while his 90-year-old father Irv held a much larger stake, around 30%. This ownership structure created an urgent situation. If Irv were to pass away while still owning his shares, the family would face a staggering estate tax bill potentially exceeding $700 million, one they cannot afford to pay. Now this guy that bought the Celtics, Bill Chisholm, who is he exactly? If you were confused when you heard the news, don't worry, so was literally everyone else. When the Boston Globe broke this story, the NBA world was frantically Googling this guy, realizing the person that dropped $6.1 billion on the Celtics was completely off the public radar. Here's a quick bio. Massachusetts native, Dartmouth grad, co-founder of Silicon Valley private equity firm Symphony Technology Group, managing $10 billion in assets. But the real story isn't just the anonymous billionaire angle. It's the financial gymnastics required to make this deal work. The NBA requires control persons to put up 15% of the purchase price in cash, half immediately and half within 3 years. That's $450 million upfront and another $450 million later on the reported Celtics sale price. Sources confirm Chisholm is giving more than that, an extraordinary commitment even for someone reportedly worth $4 billion. What separates Chisholm from typical billionaire trophy seekers? Authentic fandom. In his first interview, he casually named backup big man Leon Powe as his favorite player from the 2008 championship squad. This wasn't some billionaire pretending to know basketball. He specifically highlighted Powe's tenacity and versatility, showing the kind of deep appreciation only a true fan would have. That's not someone who Googled Celtics championship roster 5 minutes before the interview. That's a true fan who's watched his team for decades.
Here's to Powe, Leon Powe! Wow! And the Celtics by 22!
The deal structure is unlike anything we've seen in sports. Chisholm's group is buying 51% of the Celtics now at a $6.1 billion valuation, writing a check for about $3.1 billion. Then, in 2028, they'll purchase the remaining 49% at a projected valuation of around $7.2 billion, which will cost another $3.5 billion for them. This creates a blended total valuation of roughly $6.6 billion. The strangest part? Current owner Wyc Grousbeck is staying on as CEO and NBA governor until 2028, meaning Chisholm pays billions upfront but doesn't get full control for 3 years. You're probably thinking, why would anyone agree to that arrangement? If I'm paying $3 billion for something, I want control of it now. Well, both sides get exactly what they want. For Bill Chisholm, it's brilliant. He gets a 3-year apprenticeship under championship-winning leadership. He avoids the classic new owner mistakes like what we saw Patrick Dumont do in trading Luka Doncic, while still locking in today's price before valuations potentially explode even higher. And on the financing side, he has a 3-year window to raise an additional $3 billion he currently does not have. For the Grousbecks, they get to keep running their beloved team. They'll reduce their immediate capital gains tax exposure by splitting up the sale in 2 parts, and crucially, will make more money in the long term. By basing the second part of the sale on 2028 valuations, they'll capture the full benefit of the NBA's new $77 billion media rights deal and potential expansion fees.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
But the most surprising thing in all this might be who didn't win. Current Celtics owner Steve Pagliuca, widely considered to be the frontrunner, lost despite submitting what he called, quote, a fully guaranteed and financed offer at a record price. So why did he lose out? Well, reading between the lines, there's been tension between Pags and the Grousbeck family for years, visible during championship celebrations where Wyc consistently hogged the spotlight. But the real breaking point? In 2017, Pagliuca secretly explored buying the Brooklyn Nets without telling his partners. When the Grousbecks discovered this betrayal, they were furious. One insider revealed, that was the reason they were basically like, unless you blow us out of the water with a bid, you're staying as a minority owner. After losing, Pagliuca's statement emphasized he had, quote, no debt or private equity money that will potentially hamstring our ability to compete. A clear dig at Chisholm's financing, which includes backing from NBA private equity partner 6th Street Ventures. The critique isn't entirely without merit. Chisholm reportedly had to convince skeptical partners at STG about the purchase. Some speculate he might eventually divest from STG completely to focus on the Celtics. After all, what private equity strategy can match turning $360 million into $6 billion in 23 years? Looking back, the writing was on the wall. If Wyc wanted to sell the Pags, he simply would have announced, Steve Pagliuca has taken over as majority owner of the Boston Celtics, not that the team was for sale. Going through a formal auction process was a clear sign possible they wanted anyone but Pags to win. It was curtains for Steve Pagliuca the moment Wyc Grousbeck announced the team was for sale.
So that's it after 20 years. So long, good luck?
I don't recall saying good luck.
Now for the elephant in the room. The Celtics are on their way to becoming the most expensive roster in NBA history. They already have $228 million committed to just 12 players next season, and if they stay above the second apron, it'll trigger the harshest CBA penalties. Their projected 2026 payroll and luxury tax bill? A staggering $470 million. The real issue isn't just the money, it's the roster building restrictions that come with exceeding the second apron. No aggregating salaries and trades, no middle of exception, no sign-in trades, and your draft picks get pushed to the end of the first round. Before the second apron existed, teams like the Clippers and Warriors had no problem paying the luxury tax. They saw it as a cost of doing business. What's changed is losing crucial roster building tools, which is far more consequential than writing big checks. While Bill Chisholm's private equity background suggests he'll apply some sophisticated financial engineering to manage these costs, the immediate future hinges on this season's playoff success. If the Celtics win another championship, it becomes nearly impossible to justify breaking up a potential three-peat team, something every owner dreams of.
I know everybody will wonder what would happen if we didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
This record-breaking sale completely resets the market for NBA franchises, exceeding the previous NBA record by 50% and even topping the NFL's Washington Commanders at $6.05 billion. What makes this particularly remarkable? The Celtics don't even own their arena. TD Garden belongs to the Boston Bruins parent company, meaning they miss out on crucial revenue streams that typically drive NBA valuations. It's no secret the NBA is going to expand, and the Celtics sale creates fascinating dynamics on that topic. Conventional wisdom suggests this accelerates the timeline. With marquee franchises now going for $6 billion, the NBA can confidently demand $5 to $6 billion per expansion fee for teams in Seattle and Las Vegas. Here's why expansion fees matter. Currently, each NBA owner gets 1/30th of the $77 billion media rights deal, roughly $2.56 billion over 11 years. If they expand to 32 teams, that slice shrinks to 1/32nd, so they need a premium to make up for that lost revenue. By expanding the NBA, 30 current teams can get $12 billion to split amongst them, about $400 million per team, with the added benefit that expansion fees unlike media revenue, don't have to be shared with the players.
Tell them to bring me my money.
The immediate question Celtics fans have is, what does this mean for the team's championship window? Well, Bill Chisholm's early statements are promising, and he's already met with Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla to discuss maintaining the organization's championship culture. Sources confirm Stevens personally met with all 4 final bidders, presumably providing Wyc with an assessment of who would be the best steward of the franchise going forward. Looking beyond immediate basketball operations, the team's arena situation presents fascinating possibilities. The Celtics' TD Garden lease runs through 2036, but not owning their home venue is a significant competitive disadvantage in today's NBA. While most analysts assume Chisholm will look to build a new Celtics-controlled arena to get out from the Boston Bruins-controlled TD Garden, I have a different proposal. What if he just buys the Bruins? Forbes values the Bruins at approximately $2.7 billion, while building a new arena costs around $2.1 billion. For a private equity strategist like Bill Chisholm, spending an extra $600 million to acquire both the Bruins and TD Garden might be the smarter long-term play. He'd get his childhood hockey team, not have to deal with political red tape to build a whole new arena, retain the iconic downtown location, and generate immediate goodwill with the Boston community. This scenario faces significant obstacles though. The Jacobs family, who've owned the Bruins since 1975, have shown less than zero interest in selling, explicitly stating the franchise will remain, quote, in the Jacobs family for generations. They've recently invested $100 million into TD Garden renovations, and their Delaware North parent company posted record $3.96 billion in revenue in 2022. The more likely scenario involves Chisholm leveraging creative financial engineering while maintaining championship competitiveness. As a billionaire owner, he gains access to sophisticated tax strategies like amortizing player contracts and other intangible assets over their useful life, creating paper losses to offset his other business income while maintaining a championship caliber roster. More to come on this strategy in a future video.
You don't even know what a write-off is.
Do you?
No, I don't.
But they do. And they're the ones writing it off.
It's ironic that some fans are clutching their pearls about a private equity guy buying the Celtics when the current owners are private equity pioneers. Wyc Grousbeck literally helped invent the private equity search fund model. Based on STG's promotional materials and leadership philosophy, Chisholm appears to understand something fundamental about successful acquisitions. Observe what's working, maintain those elements, and strategically improve inefficiencies without destroying the foundation. He now has a chance to do that with his childhood love, though at a price tag that would have been unimaginable even a decade ago. For Wyc Grousbeck, this represents the culmination of a remarkable 23-year journey that transformed a $360 million investment into a $6.1 billion empire. For the NBA, it's a validation that basketball franchises might now be more valuable than their NFL counterparts. The only question remaining: will the man Celtics fans are calling Billy Banners bring more banners to the rafters of TD Garden? History suggests billionaires who buy teams after championship runs tend to maintain that success through continued investment. But with unprecedented financial challenges ahead, the real test of Bill Chisholm's commitment will come when the luxury tax bills start arriving. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the Celtics ownership change. If you enjoyed or learned something new, please like, comment, and subscribe for more great content on the off-court money moves that make the on-court plays. Until next time, this is Kyle with Basketball Business.